How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about how to move forward. If you've tried, if you've gotten motivated before, if you've been inspired, but somehow ended up back in the negative situation that you're in, this is the episode for you because we're going to finally break through whatever's been holding you back and expand into our positive life. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word, be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again, really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if there's something that you enjoy or take away from this episode, if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only does it help me know what resonated with you, but somebody else might read your comment and might inspire them to give this episode a listen. This is the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to continue to grow is together. So whether you leave a positive comment or share this with somebody, it means the absolute world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But let's dive into today's message. So this perspective, this is a challenging perspective because it's what I'm in right now. And it's a bit of reflection that allowed me to see it. But if you can adopt this, if you can become this, if you can make this your reality, you can create any experience that you want to have. But most importantly, you can feel any way that you desire to feel, which is the most important thing. It really doesn't matter the experience. It's how we feel when we go through it. So this is so important. I hope that not only do you receive this message now, but that you follow along through my journey as I share this and go the same way in your own path, in your own journey, of course, but grow the same way. So here it is. I'm going to go back to that concert that I mentioned where I was at the concert and I was watching the person on stage and I was feeling just so inspired, so motivated. And sometimes you've probably felt that way too, whether it's from this podcast or something else where you're feeling that light. You're starting to see something, see what you can be, see what you can heal, see what you can achieve by being linked up to a frequency, that motivation. But then when you leave it, the energy starts to go away. And so now I'm a few days away from that concert and the motivation, the inspiration is starting to drop. It's so much easier now to start looking at life and be like, well, maybe that was too big, or maybe that wasn't really what I needed to do, and go back into your same routine. This is why motivation is not what you need. This is why inspiration is not what you need. You just need to focus on becoming. And so here's what it is. When I was at that concert, the word glory stuck to me so much. It was like, step into your glory. Advise, become, glory, glory, glory. That was what was in my mind. But then as I left it, I started to think, like, what is the negative energy? Oh, well, that's dumb. No one would relate to that. That's a silly thing. Don't do that. That's not going to work. That's not going to help you expand. That's how old frequency pulls you back down. If you've been inspired and tried to do something, and then that negative thought starts going in your head, it's talking you out, trying to bring you back into your old pattern. It's not good or bad. It's just an old pattern trying to survive. You have to remember that you are a powerful creator. and you create what you observe. So that old pattern wants to exist, so it's going to pull you back in with thoughts that come from the old frequency, with visions that come from the old frequency, with feelings that come from the old frequency. It pulls you back in. So what we have to do is we have to focus on not what we need to do, but who we need to be only. That's the only thing. And the version of a self that I need to be is somebody who can say something in their mind and make that reality. I am, and then whatever it is, again and again and again, nonstop. It's not about what you receive, it's what you become that truly matters. So if you want to be motivated, that's fine. Allow that to be a jumping off point, but don't stop when the motivation stops. That's where the growth is. The motivation comes to you in your current state. So if you try to stay in that, you're going to stay in your current state because you're trying to stay in that frequency. So it'll keep you there. If you want to move past your current state, you're going to move past where the motivation was. You're going to move past where the inspiration was, and you're going to go into an area where it doesn't exist. And so you're going to have to just focus on being, thinking, in alignment again and again and again. I am great. I am amazing. I can do anything. I am. Again and again and again. That's your process forward. That's how you shift. That's how you finally do it. That's how you finally shift. Don't wait on the motivation to carry you. Don't wait on the inspiration to carry you. Only focus on what you are. And you are your thoughts, what you speak, and your actions. That's what you are. You are not different from that. If you have negative thoughts constantly, you are a negative individual at that moment. Now you're experiencing it, meaning you can shift. You're not stuck permanently in that. But that's the frequency you're in. If you have positive thoughts all the time and positive actions all the time, that's what you are. If you have negative thoughts with positive action, you're a mix match. You might be fronting on people and they'll think you're super positive, but inside you're hurting. You're empty because of that negative energy. Or the flip of that, you're taking all these negative actions, but you're positive on the inside, on it, like where your mind is, then everyone's going to see the negative energy because of how you act, and the positive energy is going to have no chance because it can't move you forward because vibrationally you're not changing. They all have to be in alignment. You have to think, speak, and act in alignment with who you are, not what you want. Who says, I am this? Somebody that's not says, I desire this, I want this, I need this, I'd like that. They're in a chasing mode. And this can be for anything. I am love. I am joy. I am peaceful. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am infinite. I am powerful. I am the most famous person on the planet. I am the most powerful person on the planet. I'm the most powerful parent on the planet. I'm the best friend in the world. I'm the most loving husband in the world. I'm the most loving wife in the world. Whatever it is, say it as you are again and again and again. The more you say it, act in alignment. Always. It doesn't matter what the external things are. Always act in alignment with your higher self. The more you act in alignment with your higher self, the more you start receiving because you're actually changing the vibration of you. You're changing how your body moves. I know what my purpose is. And my purpose can be a purpose for a time. So whatever your purpose is for now may shift as you grow, but find your purpose now. It starts with aligning yourself. I am blank. What are you? What do you want to be? What do you envision? What are you inspired to be? Maybe I'm supposed to be something amazing. Maybe you're supposed to be something amazing. Nobody's going to make you amazing. Nobody's going to show up and say, here's the path. You are now going to be the most famous person on the planet. Here's the path. You're now going to be the best mother on the planet. Here's the path. Now you're going to be the most wealthy person on the planet. It doesn't work that way. Nobody can shift your energy except for yourself. Even God, the creator of the universe, or the universe, however you view it, gave you a choice. Every day you can wake up and choose to be something. The choice isn't fair. The harder the choice, the more powerful it is. It's not equal. The more powerful the choice, the more powerful you become. But it is what it is. You get to choose every single day. If you choose and act in alignment with your thoughts, you become it. If you choose to stay, you choose to say, this is difficult, this is hard, I have depression, I have anxiety, I have this, I have that, then you become that. It's not what's fair. It's not what's equal. It's just how the rules of the universe work. You are more powerful than you realize. You have more control than you realize. You are here for something so amazing. I'm feeling the call for glory. Maybe you're feeling the call for glory. Maybe that's the next adventure. I was making a joke with somebody. It was a semi-joke. Maybe there's truth in it. But maybe I'm supposed to become Henry Glory. And I say glory everywhere because when people say glory, they know what they're worth. Say the name glory. Say what it means to you. It's excellence. It's operating at your highest self. It's shining bright. Why wouldn't we all step into our glory? Maybe that's the purpose. Maybe I've been working for the past 3 years to raise my mindset, building the positive mindset, building this podcast, working with people, elevating myself, reflection, all of those things for me to finally see a path at a concert. You never know where the path is going to present itself. You just have to constantly raise yourself so that when you see paths, you see them in your highest frequency. So maybe the next step forward for me is to become the most gloried example that I can be so that I can give that version of myself away. You could give money away, you can give resources away, but the most important way you could give, or the most important thing you could give, is a way of being, where people have to just see what you do and they can emulate it and change their entire life. If you give somebody $1 million, that's amazing. But if you make somebody become the mindset, the energy, the frequency, someone that attracts abundance, they can become so much more, and they can do it with their own power. They're taking that back. That's what we're here for. We're not here just to grow and give in a sense of material. We're here to grow and expand and allow others to expand with each other. That's why I say we're the rising tide. If you think about it all, we're all boats on the sea. When you raise your boat up, that doesn't help. If you lift your boat up out of water, that only lifts you. But if you find a way to change the frequency of the water, you rise that tide, then all ships lift. That's the purpose. Now, we're all doing it in different ways. You might have your own way. I have my own way. But in the end, we're expanding together. My expansion is your expansion. Your expansion is my expansion. It's all good when we're on the same journey. It's just different paths. So continue to raise yourself. Continue to work on yourself. Reflect. Remember, those that don't reflect project. If you're seeing problems all in the world, that means you need to focus within. It doesn't mean that there's not the problems in the world. It's just where you point the finger gets the power. So point it within you. How, with the problems you see in the world, can you be the solution? Through light and love, and focus on that. You are not just this person that's going to live and die. You are a powerful being, my friend. You have so much power, my friend. There's so many amazing things that you can do. We're on this journey to find glory, to find peace, to find love, to forgive, to expand, to grow. That's what we're doing. That's what you're doing. It's a divine purpose. This earth school that we're all in is allowing us to expand. The difficulty in it allows us to forgive, allows us to move past things, allows us to heal. It's the journey we all have. We can have abundance. We can be millionaires. That's one of my I am statements, that I'm a millionaire. In fact, I want to change it to I'm a multi-millionaire. I want to be so abundant, have so many resources so that I can spread glory everywhere, where I can invest in businesses that will help people become the version of themselves they want to be, where I can give resources to people that need it, where I can do all these things, but most importantly, become the example. That's why I do the podcast. That's why I'm going to do more social media stuff, so you can see how I'm thinking, you can see how I'm feeling, you can see how I'm thinking, and then adopt it to yourself so that you can create something even more amazing. You can become even bigger. Whatever I can give you physically is limiting you. If I give you money, it's limiting you. If somebody else gives you resources, it's limiting you. It doesn't mean you shouldn't receive them and they shouldn't be given. It just is diminishing the power within you. When you become the creator of your own experience, you're unstoppable. If you just become the receiver of things, you're turning down your power. You're so much more. I'm so much more. We're so much more. So let's raise our mindsets. Let's get in that positive energy and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode wasn't too different. I got pretty excited there. And this is a bit of the transformation that we're going to see rolling into 2024. I truly believe that glory is something that I'm meant to spread. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure how it's going to sound, but I'm attaching it to my name. I'm attaching it to my brand. I'm attaching it to my mindset, because when I meditate, when you meditate, when we set these visions, I want it to be so amazing. I want it to glow. I want you to close your eyes and be gleaming with excitement with what's possible for you. And we got to do it together. So if you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you updated with every single episode. And if you want to follow us on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows, all the warm words, all the conversations that mean the absolute world to me. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.